What's going on, everybody? Big J here. Today I'm going to bring you an easy guide on how to build all 4 ray guns in Alpha Omega Zombies. Now, they're all good. Some are better than others in my opinion. The steps in the beginning are the same, so watch the beginning, and then if you are looking for a specific one, I'll have it timestamped down in the description for each one. Now, to start off, like I said, everything in the beginning is the same. There's a few things you have to do. You're going to have to turn on the power. You have to go down, activate the lockdown, beat that, activate Rushmore, and there's also 3 parts we'll be collecting for the buildable bench for the ray guns. And each part has 3 locations. So starting with the first part, going to the yellow house, there's the tubing. The first location's on this booth, second one upstairs on this bookshelf, and the third one's upstairs on this nightstand. So that's the first part. Once you have that, make your way into the bunker. Go ahead and activate the lockdown. We'll have to activate Rushmore computer because we'll have to be putting a code in a Rushmore once we get it for the ray gun frames. So just go ahead and do the lockdown like you would normally, and then make your way into storage. The first location for the second part can be sitting on this barrel. Come upstairs, look on your left on these shelves. There's a second possible location, and then around the corner against the opposite wall by this mannequin, there's the third possible location. Now for the third part, make your way up the steps towards the APD control. Once you get into the main control with all the computer screens, go to your left and look on this shelf. That's the first possible location. Now over by the exit steps on a chair is the second possible location. And the third one, go towards the exit and by the solitary steps, and on this desk in front of the mannequin will be the third possible location. Now that you have all 3, you can build the ray gun buildables bench, but first you might as well do the ventilation valves, all 4 of them, to unlock Rushmore, because we'll be needing him soon enough. We're going to activate the buildable bench for the ray guns, and what we're going to do next is be looking for 4 TV screens that are lit up around the map. Now the TV screens will always be the same, but in what order you get them in your game will be different every time. So they're the same screens in 4 locations, and you have to run around and figure out which ones are lit up first and do them in that order, and they'll give you a number. See, here's one of the screens, but it's not lit up, so that's not the first one. And then once you activate it, it'll act like a soul box. Once you collect enough souls, it'll give you a number, and you can go to look for the next one. See, it'll be this fuzzy staticky screen. Click on it, it'll say Raygun Mark II program, charge required. And then go ahead and just fill it up like any other soul box, and once you have enough, it'll tell you number required. And then go ahead, write that number down, remember it, but you will need to put it in the exact order that you get them. So we'll be getting a 4-digit code just like that. So now that that one's done, you can go look for the other 3, whichever ones are turned on next. In my game, I went down in the APD control over here, static screen. Click on it, and you got to fill up the soul box. It'll say number required. Now it's done. So I've had 3 and 6. Next one was in the diner. Just fill up the souls, and remember, these will always be the same TV sets you have to activate. It's just in what order that'll change depending on your game. And you can kill them anyway: grenades, wraith fires, special weapon. So 4, 3, 6, 4. And the last one's up here at the site entrance. That first one we looked at that wasn't activated yet. No. And it'll tell you to deliver the codes to Rushmore, so you just come to the keypad. go ahead and enter the numbers in the order you got them. So my number was 3649. So I'll enter that in, hit enter, and that'll bring you up to 4 base frames for the ray gun Mark IV. And you can make all 4 of these in all modes, from casual all the way to realistic hardcore. So, and what you do, you'll have to get a double pack of punched weapon, and we're going to go through that now. Each of the ray guns has a corresponding double pack of punched elemental upgrade: brain rot, kilowatt, cryofreeze, firebomb. You're going to have to get the right one for each specific one. Now we're going to do brain rot first, which I think is maybe the hardest one, but probably my favorite. Okay, each one will have 3 possible spots to get a ammo canister to fill. See, the first one there for brain rot was on Center Street. Second possible location's in the backyard of the yellow house, and the third possible location's in the backyard of the green house. Now only the one that is active in your game will be glowing. Now for this one, you'll also need the teleporter pads. If you don't know how to build those, I have a quick guide on my channel, but you will need those just for the brain rot one only. So you're going to have to get a zombie infected with brain rot by your glowing pal, whichever one's glowing in your game. In this game I'm doing here, it was the one on Center Street. And then he'll dig up the ammo canister. And when you do that, it's going to activate this little glowing yellow orb that in my game came up right here, but I've also played different games where it didn't pop up right next to the canister. So you'll have to go around. It could be at any of the possible teleporter locations. Most rooms in the map have a teleport location. But you do shoot it, and then you'll have to go find, it'll disappear. You're going to have to go find it where it appeared on the other side. Then go shoot it again. Now, once you go find it for the first time and shoot it, put a teleporter pad down where you shot it. Then go find it again. It went back up to its original spot for me in this game. Put the teleporter pad down, teleport, and you'll actually see it teleporting with you. If you do that correctly, you'll see it teleporting with you, and you'll get an audio quote from Rushmore. And it's random where it goes in the teleporter spots, but once you've done it right, it always goes to the storage here on this pallet by the Titan wall by. And then it's just another soul canister. Stay near this circle or in this circle and just get kills. You don't have to get kills with the weapon that has whatever upgrade on it, like the brain rot. I've done it with the special weapon works, wraith fires, grenades, and then once it's fully charged, your circle will go away, and now you just have to have an empty frame in your inventory, and take your empty frame and your charge canister up to the buildable workbench that we built earlier, and that'll give you the Mark Gun 2Y, which I think is my favorite. It's an explosive one. It is my favorite, but the ammo's low. It's real low. It does either a single explosive shot or a charged up shot. The charge takes all 3 that's in the clip when you do it, but it can take out a whole horde of zombies, 20 plus, if you center it right. Or you can just use individual shots. So we'll have some footage here of all the ray guns, just regular and then pack-a-punched. See here, if this one had more ammo, it would kind of be too strong, so I guess that's why they have it so low. But if you got Bandolier Bandit, helps out a little bit, and then, but it really takes them off the best in my opinion. So Pack-a-Punch, it just has a little bit more ammo in reserve, and it gives you 6 shots in the clip instead of 3. Now, when you do a charge shot though, it takes all 6 instead of 3. That 2, I wish it would have just taken 3. That way you can get 2 charge shots out of 1 clip. Now we'll move on to the Firebomb. You're going to have Firebomb on your gun. But the first possible locations in the yellow house, in the cabinets in the back in the kitchen, in the greenhouse, in a kitchen cabinet, and also downstairs in a cabinet in the lounge. You'll see this red-orange smoke coming from it. So once you get your canister, you're going to have to go out to the main street here and look for the chimney that's smoking, purple smoke. What you have to do is throw a grenade. I found this is the easiest way. Throw a Wraith Fire grenade up and into it. You see here, I get it on my second try, kind of feel it, and then aim a little bit less. Once he tells you excellent, heat it up, you know you've done it right. I've got it on my second try like that, and then it's taken me 10 tries before, so it's kind of luck of the draw sometimes. Then go in the house, put your ammo canister in the chimney, and you'll get your purple circle here. And then once it's charged up, another soul box. Once it's charged up, you can pick it up, and it's ready to go. And now this is the ray gun Mark II-Z. This is almost like a semi-auto shotgun. I think this is the second best one out of the 4 ray guns, packed or not packed. So it has a decent amount in a clip. It can really take out a good amount of zombies. Haven't tried this one on too high of a round, but I like it. I think it's one of the better ones. You see here, it just pretty much mows them down. And I've done this in the 20s and 30s, and it still mows them down one shot. And again, when you pack it, you know, it gets more ammo, more power, and I think it's a good one. Now for the kilowatt or yellow electric one, you're going to be looking down in the generators for the yellow ammo canister. There's one to the left of the Maddox wall buy, one to the left of the perk machine in here, and one by the teleporter pad piece when you come in. You just look right there on the wall. So just look around, you'll see it sparking like this. This will be the one. It's kind of hard to miss, whichever panel's sparking for you. And now when you come out here, you're going to have to look around. There's a few on Center Street in the cul-de-sac, one in the transfusion facility. You have to look at the telephone poles for a minute, and you'll see one that'll start sparking a little bit yellow more than the others. You'll notice it, but you have to watch for a few seconds to see. See, there it goes. And then you're going to have to shoot it with your kilowatt gun. And you're going to have to run around and do this. And this order will change. It gets randomized per game. This one's easy to hit from the greenhouse backyard. And then once you get them all 5 of them linked together, you can make your way over here, and this is where your soul box for the yellow ray gun will be. I think this might be the trickiest soul box because you really get zombies coming from all angles. They come from over this fence, right out this door, jump down from upstairs. So just be careful on this one. I ended up pulling out my katana just to be safe. And again, any weapon you use will fill up the soul box. Once you have it, take it up to the workbench and you can build the electric. Now you can only have one ray gun in your inventory at a time, so in that clip I had a different one. I had to put it back before I could get the new one. So the electric ray gun, yellow ray gun, or Mark II-V is my least favorite of the ray guns when it's not packed. I think it's the weakest when it's unpacked. It does regenerate health or regenerate ammo, but as you see here, it's just not strong enough. You burn through all that ammo and it's hard to take them down. You start off with 100, and if you let off it for a few seconds, it does regenerate, but it doesn't do good in the higher rounds. But you're going to be packing them anyways. And once you do pack it, however, it becomes much better. When you pack it, it goes from 100 rounds to 150 rounds. Stronger, obviously. Plus, it then has an arcing effect to it, kind of like the Wonder Waffle did in Black Ops 3, where you hit the first zombie and it'll stun and even damage the zombies behind and around it. So you can see here, shoot a couple short bursts, and it's actually stunning the zombies all around. So like I said, much better in the higher rounds once you... And the fourth and final one is the Cryofreeze one, or the ray gun Mark X. And the first one's in the APD interrogation in a drawer. The second possible location is in operations in this drawer, and the third and final possible location is in the prisoner holding in this file drawer. So like I said, you'll know which one's yours because it'll be lit up blue. Now you'll have to head downstairs, and what we're looking for is 3 zombies that are glowing kind of blue like this one was. Shoot it with your Cryofreeze and then knife it to get them to drop this blue goo on the floor. You see here they're kind of glowing blue, and then when you shoot them they freeze. And then once you have all 3, just go to APD control and back in this broken container here, set your ammo canister, and you'll get your soul box. Go ahead and fill up the soul box like all the other ones, and you'll be ready to make your blue ray gun, or the Mark II X. Now it's a rapid fire fully auto. It's not the strongest, but it has a good amount of ammo in the clip and reserve. Does pretty well, you know, especially if you can get headshots in. It's not the strongest one, especially not when you get into the higher rounds, but it doesn't do bad. I like it. And really what's interesting about it is when you pack a punch it. When you pack a punch it, it's the one that becomes dual wield. And I believe it's the first time we've had a dual wield ray gun in zombies. So go ahead, pack a punch it, and when you do, you'll get a dual wield ray gun. It has its downfalls too. You can kind of get cornered, miss some close ones up to you sometimes, but it works pretty good. You know, it's something different. So you see here, it's doing pretty good. And like I said before, you can do these in any order. You can do them on any difficulty. You can do it without doing any of the main Easter egg steps. All you have to do is the beginning things. Turn the power on. Do the lockdown so you can do the codes. And do the TV screens to get your codes. And there you go. You can have all 4, but you can only hold 1 at a time. If you found this video helpful, drop a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.